Vactor's Truvac HXX. How to operate. This video is for general instruction. You should read the operator's manual for more detail and safety for your HXX. Inside the cab controls. Starting the hydraulic and vacuum systems. Before engaging any of the body controls, the following must be met. With the engine running and the parking brake set, check chassis air system pressure. It needs to be above 100 psi for proper shifting of the transfer case. And the transmission is in neutral. Fold down the driver's side sun visor for the instructions. Turn on the master switch. Push the mode button on the transmission shifter for the hydraulics. The hydraulic system will operate the boom, body, and water pump. The PTO indicator light will illuminate. Push the mode switch next to the master into the work mode and listen for the transfer case to shift. Put the transmission in reverse long enough for the second R on the shifter to display, then shift back to neutral. Push D on the shifter pad for the transmission to go into fourth gear lockup. The lockup indicator light should go on. Leave shifter in drive and you're ready to exit the cab. These instructions might vary depending on the configuration of your HXX. Example, fan versus PD vacuum system. See instructions on visor or operator manual for your configuration. Turn on all safety lighting and exit the cab. Place wheel chocks on the downhill side between dual rear tires. And set up traffic control. Controls. Decide how you want to control the HXX. From the control panel or a wireless radio remote. In the controls cabinet, place selector switch to the position you'll be controlling from. When connecting a wireless remote, press the green shift button to turn on the remote before moving the panel switch. To control the engine RPMs from the remote, press and hold the green shift button and throttle up at the same time. To lower, press and hold the green shift button and throttle down at the same time. Bring engine RPMs up off of idle to 1,000 to 1,200 RPMs while you set up. Don't idle the blower. A backlash in the drive shafts will occur. Idle up until the blower is running smooth. Setup. Position boom and connect tubing for the depth you plan to dig. Be aware of overhead power lines or obstructions. Connect water or air lance you plan to cut the soil with. You are now ready to work. Operate. Increase chassis RPMs to a working range of 1,300 to 1,700 RPMs. Try to dig at the lowest RPM to help reduce any carryover through the body. Only operate the blower or fan at a level sufficient enough to effectively convey the material. If the blower or fan is operating at too high of an RPM, the material will not properly separate from the air stream. If the tachometer shows blower RPMs, operating range is 15 to 18. When ready to dig, enable vacuum relief. The vacuum relief will close. Turn the water pump on and use the Dig Right preset buttons to set desired water pressure. The panel switch overrides the water pump switch on the pennant control. This switch must be off in order for the switch on the pennant control to function. The switch must also be off for the boom switches on the control panel to work. Once the Dig Right preset water pressure is set, the water pump will resume that pressure when turning the water pump on at the pennant. If using an air lance to cut, turn on air compressor. Set pressure switch to 150 psi on the compressor cabinet. Turn on ball valve to supply air to air hose. The system is designed so that either the air or water system can operate, but not both at the same time. There is an integrated blow-down valve in the compressor system. Blow-down time intervals takes about 30 to 60 seconds and is controlled by the pressure sensor. If the air switch at the master control panel is quickly cycled, the air indicator light will not go on until the blow-down time interval has completed. Before operating, prepare yourself with proper PPE. It is suggested you wear a face sock and shield, earplugs or hearing protection, disposable or clean clothes, waterproof shoes and gloves, and a hard hat. The main operator must hold the pennant or remote during the vacuum operation and stay within line of sight of the vacuum hose end operation. In an emergency, use the E-stop on pennant or remote to disable the vacuum. Maintain clear access to all E-stops and place an operator near one. For the second operator, cutting the soil. Use the high-pressure handgun to cut the soil into chunks small enough to fit into the vacuum hose. Select a water flow rate that moistens the material enough to vacuum it adequately to prevent carryover of the debris to the vacuum source, but not so much as to make mud. Just enough to cut the soil into moist chunks. Work the vacuum tube. It is what takes the material away. Don't wash the material to the vacuum tube.